Yeah, baby, we're back.
Okay. All right. So, look, this is what? This is our third day at the United Soccer Coaches Convention.
Right. My
Lucky
voice
you
is
guys.
gone.
Lucky you guys. Right.
You still
You
have
can't
a great
even
voice.
speak. It's like
So and now, so a lot of people have come through here. I'll be honest though,
I'm probably the most fun though.
Oh,
most
by
fun.
far.
We haven't had any World Cup winners come through this desk, and so we're
You're
This is-
welcome.
You are our biggest get.
We- without-
we were like, this is who we want to speak to.
This is why you came. You were
and then you
like-
came into the podcast next to us, and I was like, what if I kick over all their equipment? And they can't do it.
okay. It hurt our feelings too much.
Yeah.
It's so
Okay, I'm
close,
here, I'm
so
here,
close
though, I'm
yet
here.
so far.
Yeah.
But no, we are here. We are very excited. Do you want to
Yes.
introduce our guest,
I mean,
Alexis?
yeah, we didn't even say who it is. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you're driving, and if you are, pull over, take the key out of the
Right.
car so your hands are free, and put them together for the one, the only, the World Cup winning, my favorite female soccer player in the world, Krieger,
You're just saying
everybody.
that. You're just saying that. Okay,
No.
thank you.
No, absolute
Thank
baller.
you guys so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. Yeah.
Get a few good laughs in this atmosphere is
Try.
much needed.
Yeah, because there's nothing more fun and levity-filled than a soccer coaches convention. Hey, what do old white guys have to say about this? Let's find out here at the soccer convention.
I shouldn't laugh at that.
You didn't laugh. We'll edit that out.
So what has your experience like? I'm sure you've been to several of these.
No, this is my first and probably last.
Okay.
Oh, really?
All right. Hopefully
Too much excitement?
It
The
is.
roller coaster that is.
No, I'm just kidding.
17
It's actually
different-
been really fun. I'm running into a bunch of people who I haven't seen in a long time, and the good old catch up,
Yeah.
chit chatting, and seeing some good products that I really don't get to see all in one place. So it's actually been really nice.
And what were you here? Were you were I don't know, pitching something or working? You were working with someone
You're
in
promoting
particular.
something.
You're promoting
Yes,
something.
I'm
Yeah.
promoting my Ali Krieger football camps and clinics. So
Okay.
I travel around the country. I feel like I want to impact more kids than just at my games, and just taking a picture writing an autograph.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I can travel around and really impact kids in a more beneficial way. And not everyone can bring their kids to the games. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
and we're
tough.
not all accessible. We're not in every single city. So
Okay.
I feel like I really see a vision and want to help the developmental process and try and build confidence in young athletes. And we do all genders and ages, and it's really inclusive. And so that's my plan. That's why I'm here.
I mean,
Are these like camps that go on for a long period of time, or just while you're in town? These are short.
Yeah, these are short camps, so it's about 3 hours, and I do separate age groups. So I do 7 to 13-year-olds, and then 14 to 18 because they're in a different part of their game.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that we keep them separate and have fun and get comfortable on the ball with the young ones, and then the older ones I do a little bit of a transition game. So I kind of cater it to that subject. Yeah.
And that age group in particular, right? Because when we talk about American soccer and
Yeah.
comparing it to other countries, right? That 14 to 18 is where it seems like the jump happens in other countries. What
Right.
like what in particular are you looking at in that age group where like, all right, this is how we can keep up?
I think it's about a transition game in that moment. I don't know if a lot of our young players really have a good understanding of what transition is and transitional moments in the game and when they happen and when they occur and what you do right when you lose the ball or also right when you regain the ball. So I think those are really important, and I think the game is growing. So we have to make sure our youth really have a good understanding of that aspect of the game.
And if any kids don't listen, you should just hold the World Cup trophy next to you.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious?
I mean, like, do you know someone better to listen
Right.
to?
Like, who are you? Who are you?
If I Google me in World Cup, what comes up? A picture of me holding up the World Cup trophy. If we Google you in World Cup, what comes up? Nothing. You ain't even got social
So
media.
listen up.
Yeah.
So listen
At
up.
what age can you yell at these kids? That's what I want to know. What age is it appropriate for you to be like, you never had it. You ain't got it.
That's why you're here.
Yeah, you're living a lie, man.
Oh, but the best part
Get
about
back here
the
and hold the
kids,
clipboard, kid.
but the best part about the kids is that I do like a leadership session in the end, so that might not be good for me to,
Yeah.
to yell at the kid,
See
and
what
then
I
I
did
gotta
before,
go build
don't
them
do
up.
that.
Yeah. Then I gotta go build them up in the end. No, but then I'm more accessible because we do like a question and answer, and then we do photos and autographs and things like that. And I also talk to the parents, which is so important because you got to keep the kids coming back. So the parents are also a key component in my camps as well.
How much is it, and be honest, how much is it? What percentage of the kids are really just there to meet you? And they're like, no, I'll do all the training stuff you want me to do.
Most of them do stare when I'm walking around. So that's when I'm like, okay, they're here to see me and meet me and learn something.
This is one thing I love about your social media, your Instagram. Right. There's like these pictures of you with like these glee-filled children. There's just nothing in our lives that we have. My nephew sees me, he's like, again? There's just no one. There's no child.
You do comedy? When do you plan on getting a job, Uncle?
You know what, he did ask me that. I went to the house at like
he's like, you do have a job.
He's like, how come you're here? No one else is here. How come, don't you have a job? And I'm like, I work at night. Yes, it's for drink tickets, but whatever. So, follow your dreams.
So, Allie, you play for the Orlando Pride.
Yeah.
And one of our favorite human beings also plays on your team, Sydney LaRue Dwyer.
Yes. She's one of my best friends.
And she is, I know she's having a baby girl.
Yes.
Right? So, but they're, the Dwyer family and the social media presence that they hold, it's almost like you can have a football academy, but when a social media academy can be run by the Dwyers,
right?
I mean, they're crushing it.
I would offer a contract to them to run, but I do actually have a really, really great social media president. I want to call her.
Okay.
That everything runs through her, and she does a great job. But yes, they are crushing social media, and Sydney is like she could have her own show.
Clapback 101,
right?
Because if somebody says anything
sometimes I'm like, what do I say to this person who's like trying to bully me? Like I'm about to go off. And
she sees like a negative tweet. She starts taking off the earrings. She's like, all right, we about to get.
She rolls up her sleeves. She's like, okay,
we about to get in this. I will not ignore it. I don't care if that's the advice. Yeah.
Right. It doesn't matter what position you hold. If you're like a fan, a supporter, or you're like an owner of a team, she's like, I'll clap back. And
you guys seem to get along so well on that team.
We do. We get along great. Both on and off the field. I think that's what really helps the team be successful.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Northern Virginia, so about 30 miles south of D.C.
Okay. So Orlando's
new.
Kind of a cool, different, right? They got a lake,
A few.
Do they? I'm not going anywhere near water.
Over 130 or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a fun place
know that.
Yeah, it's a fun place to live though because
it's great.
Especially if you're playing in the NWSL for Orlando Pride, they do great.
They get great
crowds out.
Yeah, it's a really good soccer city. It's a beautiful town. All the people have been so incredible. We're one of the only sports there, including Orlando Magic, and then we have a second league men's hockey team.
Okay.
And then us, and so I think we're one of the highlights of the city.
For sure.
So it's really great to see everyone come out and support us.
Should be on the tourism board. Come to Orlando.
We really should. I'm going to talk to our owner about that.
Not bad. How does it feel being on a team that has such great support? Because NWSL traditional or women's soccer traditionally has been up and down. It seems like we're on such a great rise up right now. How does it feel to walk away from World Cup but walk into crowds that are just as passionate?
It's been amazing. I think it's better when you're connected with maybe a bigger club and that has also a men's team because you all have that automatic support.
Right.
I think some women's teams, not that they don't have the same support, it's been incredible, but we have that kind of model already set up. So I think it really helps that the men's fans are the same as ours, and I think vice versa. So I think we have that, and the club is they don't treat us as a charity, and they treat us as a great business, and they want us to bring a legacy here to Orlando. So I think that's really great, and having the support of the club and the back of the club really helps us do what we love to do, which is just to play well and win games.
Yeah. How far do you think we are away from having academies for the women's sport?
We have an academy in Orlando, but I think each one of the women's NWSL teams should have an academy. I think that's really important to kind of replicate what the men do, especially in Europe, how they have, and they do have more women's academies or girls academies over there, which helps them progress to the first team. I think it's really important where you can develop players the way that you envision the first team playing. That can be implemented when they're really young. Yeah. So that
just
would be really great to see.
Imagine you're doing something out on the field and you hear Allie Krieger in the back. You're doing it wrong. I'll be like, okay, you come over here and please tell me.
Right.
Yeah, well, I feel like you
then I
you
go
know.
and be yelling at them again and say, listen up, take a seat. You know who I am?
Do you know who I am? That's how I'd walk out. Like, no, get off the field, sir.
Like your name tag doesn't even say your name. He just says, "Do you know who I am?"
Yeah. It's just a
No,
photo of you.
never.
I mean, I know you
How
can
do
see
you
me.
not know?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm giving you so many hints
You
already.
see me swatting away
I'm wearing my
fans here.
bun. Like I don't. Like what don't.
What do you think that you're most known for when you play soccer? Because you're such an obvious leader on the field.
Yeah.
But what for you personally?
Yeah.
Because we see one thing. What do you
Yeah.
think you're known for?
I think my defending. I think my presence on the field. I guess being really strong in the back, really fast. Obviously,
You're trying to be mad humble right now.
no, I just think I do have good leadership in the back and like just a presence of kind of keeping the back line organized and in the right positions in order to prevent a lot of goals. So I think that way, just leading the team and really trying to lead by example. Because if I'm doing my job, then and other people see that, then that might encourage them to do the same.
And now, I mean, you're clearly a veteran of women's soccer, a veteran of the U.S. Women's National Team. What's the thing that you're most surprised by, especially from the first time you broke into the team, and now, you know, the young guns are coming up to you and like, hey, I need help in this way, and what's been the thing that's been most surprising? Where like, oh wow, I didn't know I was gonna end up being this person who's gonna advise or counsel the younger players.
Yeah, a lot of our rookies, I feel like, I try to reach out to them as much as I can because I know that's what I wanted when I was their age, and I think that is really important to make sure that you build confidence in them, and not just because they're the new players on the team, but because you need them to be good or just as good as you out there, and they need to know right away that they're wanted and they're needed, and this is what we're looking for. I really love to take that role on because I want to encourage them because I knew how I felt or I know how I felt at that time, and I think it's important to make sure everyone's on the same page, and if you have everyone on the same page, they understand the plan and the structure, then you're going to be successful. So if you have them kind of a little outliers here, then it's not going to help the group and create a positive environment. So we have to make sure that we grab everybody in, and that's part of my job and responsibility as a veteran player.
How annoying is it to cover Tobin Heath? I mean, she must be. You got to tell her like, hey, we're training, relax.
Hey, take it down a notch. People are watching.
She's one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player. I think she's been incredible. So I'm like, you know what, you do your thing.
Yeah.
Especially just in the past, I just would give her the ball and watch her just be phenomenal. And then I'll be like, you know what? You did so well that and you're just the shit that I'm going to just go ahead and defend for you. Like you can chill. And then next time I get you the ball, just make shit happen.
A little bit. Yeah.
So I'm cool with it.
If you were a forward, every defender has that in their head.
Yeah.
How many goals do you think you score in a year?
So many, countless. I would surpass Abby's record for sure.
For sure.
100. No
Every
question.
defender has that in their head. It's just because I want to do this. I could be doing that. You ever see one of the young guns come up?
Yeah.
That they're play your position, and you think to yourself you walk by the coach and be like, Snow Alley. I'll just tell you that. You see that out there?
I should say that now.
Just a little whisper. You don't have to say it to them. Plant the seed. You know what I mean?
Be like, I don't know if she's
Put your
really.
hand on the board because I didn't see anything good over there.
I mean,
are you sure about her? Are you?
Is there a suggestion box anywhere?
Right. Is there a feedback email I can?
You let me know if you need me to help. I mean, we got to start from the bottom up. It's gonna be a lot. Yeah.
I'm here.
Or you could give them a card to the alley. You need this.
We can do a specific defensive camp. You're first in line. So I'll even let you come for free.
Yeah. You should get a free one. The first one's free. You need it.
Allie, I know we don't have a lot of time with you.
That's okay.
But thank you so much for stopping
I could
by.
stay all day and just hang out. We could people watch. And
A lot of people are coming by to take pictures of us. They don't even know you're here. This is exciting.
Yeah.
A lot of young girls that love soccer are taking pictures of me. It's very weird.
Yeah, well, we were talking earlier to the president of the NWSL Players Union, Yao Averbush.
Awesome, and we're pretty close friends.
And we asked her this question that we have a lot of fathers with young daughters who listen to the show.
Yes.
And they say like, hey, I want to know more from a comedian. We're comedians. They want to know more about from the comedic angle of what is going on in the women's game. The problem that we have is that is not the thing that's publicized so often. So it's harder to find those like funny, humorous stories. So I'll ask you the same question that I asked her.
Okay.
I'm like, what would you suggest for two guys, like two comedians, looking for humorous things? Like, where should we look in the women's game for things that we can talk about on the show, things that are funny, things that are humorous, maybe people we should talk to, your hilarious players that you think would be great on this program?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people like Megan Rapinoe, Sydney LaRue. Gosh, who else? Who else is really funny? Those are like my two. Heather O'Reilly. She's so funny.
Yeah, Heather O'Reilly is hilarious.
I mean, honestly, like, I think those are some key people to go to. I don't really know on any other teams. But just from playing with them
in general,
more often than
because we make fun of MLS. There's always like stories, things like dumb things happen. You know,
there's a lot of dumb things that happen, but like
a lot of silliness.
I'm not really like up to date with social media every day. I don't like consistently go on.
Yeah, we need the gossip.
Yeah, we need. So who's spilling the tea? Okay, that's what I
mean, it's funny because I wish we could spill the tea on so many things, but we have to stay professional, and that's why you probably don't see it as much as on the men's side.
Well, this is where we come in. Lack of professionalism.
Do you think there's more pressure on women's soccer players to be more discreet because they don't want to make the sport look bad in general? It's almost like they don't want. It's like they don't want to look bad.
Yes, maybe so, because a lot of our money comes from our how we represent ourselves and how we make ourselves look into our club teams and also in social media and to our fans. Like, it's important, and sponsors as well, because that's where our money's coming from. It's not all coming from a club. And if I'm making a ton of money, like I honestly could care less about more.
It's tough because you have to be a great soccer player, which you are, but then you also have to be an influencer.
Professional. And so I'm more focused on like, okay, I can't say that. That's gonna a little 15-year-old girl is gonna see that. So
you don't want to.
It's tough when you retire, though. You got to come on this podcast and let it all. Start writing this stuff down now. Okay, get like a little.
I'll come to you guys first. And be like, look, this is what happened. How do I deal with that? Like, let's talk about it.
A little grievance journal. Okay, we start flipping. We're gonna go page by page. We're gonna get it all out.
I wish I could spill some tea, but I can't.
No one's asking you to. But we do love everything you're doing online. We love the way you play sport. We love what you've done for America. And all these people that are out here saying America's never going to win a World Cup. Homie, we did.
Been there, done that.
Like, moving on. Other than that, thank you, next.
So the Women's World Cup coming up this summer
it'll be awesome.
In France. How are you feeling about it? What are you looking forward to in this? I know it's obviously to bring back the chip.
Which we're gonna.
But we are. I think we really are.
Another parade in New York.
Yeah, I really, obviously I'm always ready if she needs me. Again. And I'm still, hoping that door's cracked a little bit.
Of course.
But anyway, I have full confidence in our team and the young players. They've been crushing it. Our attack is one of the best that I've ever seen. And I think that we're going to score a lot of goals. We're going to create a lot of chances. So as long as we can put it in the back of the net, we have probably one of the easier groups that we've ever had. So I think that'll be a good motivation for us to kind of just go out there and already have that confidence and motivation. So I think we're going to be great.
Is there anyone in particular that you think will be a standout? I mean, Carly Lloyd in the last World Cup was unreal.
That Hatfield shot.
I think, I know, right? And I was more tired from chasing her around celebrating than I was like in that play. And I'm like, this is wrong.
Quick, before you answer that question, what was that? What was that experience like? Just watching that go in.
When you saw the ball in the air, were you just like,
I said, wait,
yo, this is disrespectful to that nation. Was it China, right?
Like,
Japan.
And they're like the sweetest culture in the world. Like this is like too much. Like we can't be doing this out here. No, but we were like, let's get another one. Let's get another one. It was amazing. It was incredible, and in every sense of the word. And the atmosphere was great. And when she hit that, I was like, no, wait, what? Wait, that's going.
You're running after like, what's wrong with you?
No, but I think we're going to be great, and I really think we have to take one game at a time. That's the most important. We can't like look to the semifinals already or the finals. Like you really have to focus in those tournaments on just the game.
And who do you think might be the standout this time?
Yeah, so I was going to say Megan Rapinoe for sure. She's had such a great year, and our 2 years
in Seattle,
and she's just looking incredible right now. Lindsey Horan, I think, has done well. Alex has scored a lot of goals this past year, so I hope she continues to do that. As long as they set her up in spots, she'll get there and she'll make it happen.
Yeah, she got a nose for goal, that girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think, I've just been really excited to see them play because we're a really attacking team now, and it's exciting.
All right. If coach makes the mistake of not calling you in, you have an open invitation to be. Yeah, of course. First of all, massive mistake. But you can be the Women's World Cup. I'm sure you're going to be busy on TV.
Yeah.
But maybe you could do a couple call-ins for us or
I
something.
would love to.
Yeah.
We could set that up. That would
the
be great.
Vino situation in
Great,
France. Maybe we could cover
We
that.
could like have a glass of wine, have some croissants.
Are you kidding me?
And like talk
you
about
boys
it.
gonna get some puff pastries, okay? We're gonna be doing it big.
Like Nutella filled croissant.
Done.
Like
a little Beaujolais, you know what I mean? Pinkies
little
out.
Pinot Noir. Like,
Hell yeah.
We'll be bougie up in
Of
here.
course, done. Consider it done.
Bad and bougie. Ali Krieger, thank you so much for joining us on the Cooligans. It's an absolute honor.
Thank
my
you.
favorite day
Awesome.
ever on Cooligans. I'm saying it.
Or do they pay you?
dead.
Are
No.
you like?
Who's paying me? I'm a podcast comedian. I wish someone would pay me.
Okay.
We sent anyone to run the camp.
Well, no shit. Of course, this is probably the best time you've had.
That really is.
Do you know who I am?
Look at my name tag. Yes. That's called the callback in the business. Only
We're
from
gonna
Ali
get
Krieger.
those next time.
Ali Krieger, please mention again
your camp and your website and
everything.
Oh my gosh, yes. Go to alikrieger.com and you can find /AKFC and you can find us there. Please register for camps. I can't wait to see you all around the country. And thanks for having me, you guys. You guys are awesome.
You are absolutely
I'm really excited.
hilarious. Thank you so much.
thank
This
you.
is so fun. This is great.
Put her on
guys.
TV more, people.
Yes.
What's wrong with you?
Figure it out. What are you doing?
Crushing it every day.
Thank you so much, Ali.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, what God? I mean, Ali Krieger, please become the third Cooligan already.
That's right. I mean, that is your future, Ali Krieger. We have decided. No, Ali, thank you again, Ali Krieger, being on the show. I mean, she's just repping America, repping the women's national team, NWSL, repping Orlando Pride. Thank you so much for being on the show. That was just incredible for us. And again, I don't think we've ever laughed that hard with a guest. I mean, she genuinely was making us laugh. I hope you were. I hope you were entertained by Ali Krieger, making us laugh or interviewing us basically.
Yeah, and there were so many fans of Ali Krieger's and just women's soccer in general that were so sort of excited about this interview. And what I hope is when you listen to that, you got to see a part of her personality that you don't always get to see of her in interviews. A lot of, and we talk about this a lot with soccer players in general, a lot of soccer player interviews are dull, not because the soccer players are, but because the questions that are asked of them are always the same, or they're just tactical, or they're very sort of media easy. And for Ali to come in and just knock it out of the park, just crush it the way she did with two guys who gave her really no opportunity to prep and we're just like, hey, we're going to be dummies. So I hope you're cool with that. We're going to try to make you laugh. I mean, that really is one of the best interviews we've ever done. Not because of what we did, but because of the person we were interviewing was so amazing.
Yeah. So thank you again, Ali Krieger. Make sure follow her if you don't already on everything. Ali Krieger on everything. She's